Hey, what's up everybody? Danny Lightning back with another CSR2 video. As requested, I'm making a video on how I figure out the best shift patterns for different cars. So the first thing I did for this car was got online, found the guy who ran the fastest time, and I tried his shift pattern. And that did not work for me. So now I realize I need to figure out my own. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off, I'm going to get a perfect start. I'm going to get a perfect shift in the second, hit my nitrous, perfect in the third, perfect in the fourth, perfect in the fifth. Alright, and I realized that ran like an 8.102. So, what I do is I get my little notepad here, and I write down the 8.102. So now I'm going to try something different. I'm going to try an early shift in the second gear, and nitrous on second. So let's give that a go. 3, 2, 1, let go. Early shift, nitrous, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. And let's see if that ran a faster time or not. So now this will determine whether I run a perfect or an early shift in the second gear. There I got an 8.057 versus an 8.102. So that's really close, but I'm going to go ahead and say it's faster to shift early in the second. Alright, so now that I got that down, I'm going to go ahead and do nitrous on second gear, third gear, fourth gear, and fifth gear and find out which runs the better time. Alright, so I noted that time down with the nitrous on second gear, so let's try nitrous on third. 3, 2, 1, let go. Early shift, third and nitrous, fourth, fifth, and sixth. So now I'm going to note this time down and see if it's faster or slower than the last time. There we got a 7.978. 7.978. Alright, so that's the best time I've got so far. So I just erased all the times off my little notepad and I jotted down to 7.978. So that's the time I need to beat. So now we're going to go ahead and do the same thing. We're going to hit nitrous in fourth gear and we're going to hit nitrous in fifth gear. Both of those are slower. So I realize early shift in the second gear, nitrous on third, so far is giving me the best time. So now we're going to start playing around with some double shifts. Let's see what happens if we do a double shift. 3, 2, 1, let go. Shift, nitrous. Fourth, fifth, and sixth. Is this going to run faster or slower? We need to beat a 7.978. That ran at 8.088, so that was slower. So let's try something else. We're going to try and get a early shift in the second, perfect in the third, skip fourth gear. Skip fourth completely, I guess. Let's give that a shot. 3, 2, 1, let go. Early in the second, third, fourth, nitrous, fifth, and sixth. So there we completely skipped the gear. The guy that runs the world record time, this is how he shifts this car. But you'll see for me, it's actually slower. There I got an 8.100. So that's actually a good deal slower. So anyways, to make this video not as long, I'm going to skip a couple steps. And we'll just say, so far I figured out the best shift pattern. So now we're going to play with the launch time. We're going to try and do a perfect start versus a late start. Alright, so now we're going to let go of the gas at number 2 to launch instead of number 1. 3, 2, let go. Early shift in the second, third in nitrous, fourth, fifth, and sixth. So this is all trial and error here. I mean, there's been days where it's taken me a good hour and a half to play with these shift patterns just to find what runs the best. There we got an 8.084. So that was good, but it still isn't beating a 7.9. So now we're going to try and let go around right in between 1 and 2. Instead of letting go right at 2, now we're going to go in between. After that, we're going to let go right at 1. Three, 2. Anyways, I messed that up, but you get the idea. So now that I know letting go of the gas a little bit after number 1, I don't want to let go right at 1. I want to let go a little bit after and get a perfect start on this car. This car seems to like a perfect start. So now there's something else we're going to play with. When we do an early shift into second, I usually don't do this, but I probably should. I started realizing it kind of matters at what speed you shift the car at. So I'm going to try and see if shifting right away or a little bit late on the early shift works better. So now we're going to do an instant early shift into second. So as soon as we launch, we're instantly going to shift into second. 3, 2, 1, let go. Second to nitrous. Actually, I didn't want nitrous on second, but that's okay. We'll go ahead and hit nitrous on second gear on the next one, just so they're the same. So I'm not wasting time here. So right there, I shifted as quickly as I could after the launch. I got an 8.088. Now we're gonna do our early shift a split second later. Let some of that wheel spin die out before we shift into second and see which one's faster. So right there, I tried to shift into second as soon as we launched, so now I'm going to give it a split second later. 3, 2, 1, let go. Shift. And I'll note down the time at that. Alright, it doesn't really matter what time I run right now, I'm just showing you really quickly. That time I didn't even hit the nitrous, but I'm just showing you the different things that I do. So you just got to play around with everything until you find out what works best for you. And so far, for me, the best thing I can do is early shift in the second. Just like this. This is my best shift pattern right here. 3, 2, 1, let go, shift, shift to nitrous. In my early shift, I give it just a split second. I don't shift into second as soon as I launch. I do it just a split second later, maybe a tenth of a second or 2/10 of a second later. That time I ran at 8.003. So yeah, it's just playing around with everything until you can run the best time possible on that car. So I guess I'm going to go ahead and end this video now. Hopefully this gives you guys a good idea of what you do to figure out the shift patterns. Alrighty, catch you later.